I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I decided to do my 53-man roster video that I'm sure you've been anticipating for months. But hey, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings and who I think will be on the 53-man roster next. Hello, Viking fans. I'm going to do a giveaway. I want to describe it to you. I'm going to give away $100 worth of merchandise of your choosing. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, 75 if I get to 750, 50 if I get to 500, 25 if I get to 250. I'm going to choose one person from an episode. So I'm going to choose an episode, and I'm going to choose one person as long as they're liked, subscribed, and commented. And you can do multiple comments, multiple entries. You can actually go back to my old videos and do that too. Those will be eligible. Now, I'm going to choose that on game day against the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to choose one. Hopefully, it's $100, and I have 1,000 subscribers. Skull Vikes. Hello, my Skull brothers and sisters. It's morning. The sun's going to come up in about 4 hours, and I'm doing a 53-man roster. I'm your host, Dave. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at Skull World. Now, make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, and leave a comment. Just type Skull. I don't care. Let's help me beat the YouTube algorithm. Get this channel spread across the NFL ethos of YouTube. I thank you so much for helping me out. Let's talk about the Minnesota 53-man roster now. I'm going to reward all of you with a little extra content on this 53-man roster. I am not only going to name the 53-man roster, I am going to rank each player on the 53-man roster. So let's go top to bottom, because then I think it's more anticipation of who's going to be off the team. Then I'll give you a few, like, who could have made it, bubble type of player. Let's, maybe practice squad, whatever. But hey, I'm going to rank from top to bottom, 1 through 53, the most important or best player, most talented, just down the list of why these guys are on the 53-man roster. Now, there's maybe some guys off the 53-man roster that I would say are better than some of these guys, and you can be for sure that I'm going to tell you. So, hey, number one, Justin Jefferson is the best player on this team. Obviously, if he keeps this pace up, he's Mr. Viking. He's passes Randy Moss. He passes Chris Carter. If he stays on this team, Adam Thielen, all the great Vikings, Anthony Carter, Ahmad Rashad, all the Vikings. This guy could be on the Mount Rushmore of Minnesota Vikings, right next to Fran Tarkenton, right next to Alan Page. He's that good. Number two, I'm just going with sheer talent. This guy showed was one of the best Vikings for 4 or 5 years straight, never missed a game, and then got injured, and that's Danielle Hunter. There's no doubt that this guy, when he was playing last year, he's playing at a high level. He is the second best player on this team. Number 3, Harrison Smith. He's just a Viking. He is a Pro Bowler. I say future Hall of Famer. He's got better stats than Palomalo from the Steelers, and he was like first ballot. So Harrison Smith. Number 4, I don't doubt this previous Vikings offenses have been holding him back. And number 4 is Dalvin Cook. He's going to break out this year in this offense. Mark my words. Number 5, he's just been good. And he had a couple seasons where he's had some injuries. But while he was playing, he was catching touchdowns. And that is Adam Thielen is the 5th best player on this team. Number 6, I'm going with Zadarius Smith. Same reason Danielle Hunter. This guy played at a high level. I think because of his position, he's playing at the right position, outside linebacker. You move him all over the field. He's going to kill it in this defense. Number 7 is Kirk Cousins. Look at his stats. This guy's going to help us win. We just needed a mediocre defense instead of a terrible one, and we would have been in the playoffs every year. No, what do you mean by 2018? Well, we had the league's worst. Our coach died. We had the league's worst rushing attack, and we fired our offensive coordinator mid-season. So, but we did have a good defense that year. Number 8, Brian O'Neill. He's been good. He made the Pro Bowl this year. He deserved it. He's gonna be good for a while. He's a bookend tackle. I think he may be tapped out of his talent. I think he's hit his ceiling. I think that's as good as Brian O'Neill's going to get. He may get a little bit better. I'll explain why I say that a little bit later. Number 9, Eric Kendricks. He may have taken a little step back, but I think he's going to flourish in this defense. He's just an amazing pass defender. Eric Kendricks is going to do good in this defense. Number 10, Christian Darasaw. I think he has more talent than Brian O'Neill and a higher ceiling, but he hasn't got to Brian O'Neill's ability yet. And might be pure speculation, but this guy is so talented. He's gonna be our bookend left tackle for hopefully a decade. I love me some Christian Darasaw. Number 11, Cameron Danceler. He's gonna break out. He's finally done with Zimmer in his defense. He's finally out of a doghouse. He's got a fresh, clean slate. He's got all the talent in the world. People rank him in these PFF grades. He's a talent. He's at number 11. Right behind him, Patrick Peterson. He's a leader. He's gonna bring these cornerbacks with him. He's a teacher. He's a motivator. He's a leader on this team, Patrick Peterson. Number 13, I am going on sheer talent, and I think Irv Smith Jr. is one of the most talented players on this team. Injuries. I'm not gonna weigh in injuries on the 53-man roster. We're picking the 53 best players when healthy, and Irv Smith Jr. is number 13 on this list. Right behind him, this kind of shocked me I picked him this high. KJ Osborne, number 14. I think he's solid. I think he's a playmaker. He's not as explosive as Justin Jefferson, and he's not as great a catcher as, hands guy as Adam Thielen, but he's good at both. And right there at number 14. This is pure speculation, but I like what I see, and I think he's going to translate well in the NFL. Lewis Cine is my 15th best player on this team. I think of draft capital, and where we took him, this is where he should be on our team. And just the way he played in college, the leadership. He was the play caller on defense at Georgia, the best defense in the league. This guy is stacking bodies, and he is number 15. Right behind him, the guy I said we should have drafted number 20. Well, why isn't he ahead of Lewis Cine? Is because I got to see what Lewis Cine was about. And I am ranking Andrew Booth Jr. number 16. He is that good. Watch out. Andrew Booth Jr. is going to be, this year, 2022, the 16th best player on this team. Number 16, his number 17 is Jordan Hicks, linebacker. He's a smart player. He plays within the defense. He's a very, very good player. Not great, but very, very good player. He's going to get a lot of tackles. That's Jordan Hicks. Number 18, Harrison Phillips, D-line. I could say about the same thing as Jordan Hicks as I would about Harrison Phillips, except at D-tackle or D-end, depending on what he's going to do on 3-4. He is a solid player, maintain his gap integrity, takes on the double team, stuffs the run, and that's what we needed. He's good. He's a good, solid player. I put him in 18. 19, I put DJ Wanham. He's going to play outside linebacker. He's played D-line and outside linebacker in college. He had 8 sacks last year. He's going to step up. Number 19, DJ Wanham is the 19th best player on this team. Number 20, Alexander Mattison, running back. He took a step back. I might have put him higher, but he only had like 3.9 yards per carry last year. I think he predictable when he's in the game, and Cook is out. They kind Vikings get even more predictable. So I think he was hurt by that. He may break out, but I also, wink, wink, may not be on the team if a certain particular running back shows up in preseason and shows that we have too many running backs and we don't want to lose anybody and we want to get a value out of an expiring contract like Alexander Mattison, and someone's running back is going to get hurt. There's 32 teams in this league. Number 21, although I still keep him on the 53, just FYI. 21, Dalvin Thomason, defensive line. He's a solid player. I might have even dropped him down a little bit, but I'm expecting him to have a little bit of bounce back year and a new coach, new defense, new mindset. I hope Dalvin Thomason will bust it in preseason, show who's boss, and be that nose guard that we were hoping he would be. Number 22 is going to surprise some people. Chris Reed. I think he's that good of a right guard. I could have even jumped him up over Tomlinson, Madison, Wanham, Phillips, possibly Hicks, but he needs to prove it with us. But he is a solid guard. He's very good, and I think we are going to make a big leap in the offensive line with him starting at right guard, backup center, wink, wink. CJ Hamm is number 23, fullback. He's a solid football player. He can catch out of the backfield. He can block. He can pass block. He is a fullback. I am shocked. I'm a little shocked that we're actually keeping a fullback now because of our head coach coming where he came from. And fullback is, how many teams in the league have fullbacks? But I knew he was a winner when we got a UDFA fullback to help him with the load at fullback. So that means we're going to be using the fullback in this offense, and he's going to make the team. And I think he said that it's the last year of his contract too. So he needs to show his worth. 23, CJ Hamm. Number 24, right behind him is Kenny Duangoo. I could have flipped this because I don't think he's there yet at running back, but he sure is at kick returner. But how many kick returns? He may not get a kick return this year. They may just kick it out of the back of the end zone every single time. Kenny Duangoo, number 24. Number 25, I think, is a breakout candidate, although he did get hurt. Hopefully he's healthy going into preseason. Amir Smith-Marset, wide receiver, number 25. He showed it in that Bears game. I hope he shows it all season. He's a playmaker. Amir Smith-Marset. Number 26, Cameron Bynum. He impressed me when he got in there when Woods was out. Cameron Bynum, he's your 26 player. 27, he's dropped. Ezra Cleveland. We had high hopes for him. He's a tackle. He playing left guard, and he would be probably he probably could have been our starting tackle, but you got to draft a Darasaw. We may have not drafted Darasaw because we had Ezra Cleveland, but we did, and that was a smart move. We can have a mediocre left guard, but we're going to have a badass left tackle. That is the better choice. Ezra Cleveland, left guard. I hope he steps it up a little bit. Not bad. He's 27th on this list. Ezra Cleveland. 28, Armond Watts. I looked at some video from him. I moved him up a little bit on my list. Armond Watts, defensive line, could start at the end. Our defensive line and outside linebackers is so flexible that we're going to be able to make up for our deficiencies, I think. And I think Armond Watts is going to be a big part of this D-line. 29, may not even start, but I think he is the 29th best player on our team, and that is Ed Ingram, offensive guard. He may take over offensive guard position, especially if someone gets hurt, or the Garrett Bradbury, we decided to just part ways. And Chris Reed moves to center, and we could put Ed Ingram at right guard. But Ed Ingram makes it a very good depth piece for us. And I like him as a player. Not going to talk about what happened when he was 16, but Ed Ingram, number 29 on this team. Number 30, Jalen Twyman. If you've heard my videos, you know or in my live show on Purple Pocket Podcast, Go Live, you know I'm a big Jalen Twyman fan. He got, unfortunately, shot us several times, survived it. This guy is strong as hell. He just had a bad combine. He put on the wrong weight. He just wanted to be bigger, and that was just wrong. He got bad advice, but he's back. He looks bad. I hope he breaks out in preseason because we need somebody to step up, and I think Jalen Twyman can be that guy. Number 31. This, again, is speculation, but I've seen the tape. This guy is smart. He reactive to plays. He's all over the field. He's sideline to sideline. He just happened to do it in college. But when everybody's going left and the play's going right, he's going right and the rest of his team's going left because he's already reacted to the play and he makes the tackle. And that is Brian Ossimoa. He is going to be our next man up at inside linebacker. And he's going to be a future starter for us, for sure. Brian Ossimoa. Number 32, you know I'm in favor of this guy. I said he was the biggest. In one of my videos, I said he was the biggest value pick for us, our steal of our draft, and that is Jalen Naylor. I think he was low 2, high 3 in a normal receiver year, but he had the Stephon Diggs effect where he got picked late and he got picked 6th. Diggs got picked 5th because of injuries throughout his college career. But Jalen Naylor, not as good as Diggs. Not many people are. But Jalen Naylor is going to make this team. Yeah, I think he's our 5th receiver right now. Could be our 4th. Jalen Naylor is number 32. 33, you also have heard me talk about Vidarian Lowe, tackle. He's our swing tackle. And I think he could start for a lot of teams. I think he's that good. He's got long arms. He's got an inch longer arms than Christian Darasaw. He's got inch bigger hands. That's incredible. He's athletic. He's motivated. He's very mature, smart player. The Vidarian Lowe tackle, number 33. Number 34, James Lynch. I liked him. I could bring him down, but I liked him coming out of college. I think he could do good things. He's probably going to play D-end in the 3-4. And who knows, maybe nose guard on passing downs. But James Lynch, D-line. Number 35, we're dusting this guy off. He unfortunately had injuries. Was our number 2 receiver at one time because we're stupidly not starting Justin Jefferson in his rookie year. That's B.C. Johnson. He's a solid player. I think he's deserving of this spot. He may be better than Jalen Naylor. I don't think he's as talent-wise better, but he may be currently better than Jalen Naylor. I'm going on speculation with Jalen Naylor. But B.C. Johnson should make this team. I think the coaches are high on him. 36, Shannon Sullivan. Pretty average cornerback. And we're starting to get lower on this list. So I penciled him in there. He had the upper hand going in to be our nickel corner. Anything was better than Mackenzie Alexander was last year. Mackenzie Alexander was the worst cornerback in the league, according to a lot of people. And so bad. So sad that he fell so bad so far. Janarius Robinson, I have as number 37. I've recently dusted off some video of him, in college. He was a monster. Janarius Robinson was a monster in college, and he looked undersized, but he was muscling people. He was bowling them over. He was making moves. This guy had moves, speed. He played the run. He played the pass, or pass rush. He had it all. I don't see why not. So I'm putting Janarius Robinson making this team at 37, 38. I'm probably doing this guy a favor. Garrett Bradbury, our center, because he can run block a little bit. He's smart. He does all the checks at the line. Everything everybody raves about his intelligence. He needs an anchor, and he didn't have one. And who knows? He put on 10 pounds. Maybe he does now. I don't know. But I'm giving the benefit of the doubt at 38. Notice I've had a guard that's not even starting ahead of him. So that is Garrett Bradbury. 39, Harrison Hand. He hasn't got his chance yet, really. I think he is good enough. He's going to make this team. You should expect Harrison Hand to play a lot. 39. Number 40. This is a bubble guy, but I think, in him in college and his special teams ability, I got Josh Matthaus, safety, at number 40. Now, the next guy, 41, hasn't showed up yet. Where is he? I think they're going to let him make this team. It's Patrick Jones the third. Just like Janarius Robinson, he did play well. I don't think he was as splashy as Janarius Robinson in college, but he was solid, and I think they're not ready to give up on him yet. So right there. And then number 42. This may surprise some people. He's a late addition to this team, but I thought because of his flexibility of potentially playing DN and outside linebacker that we would that Andre Mintz makes this team. I like him. He's not a starter. He's a rotation guy. I think he put him in there for specific plays, specific sets, specific groupings. He's gonna do okay. And I would have, we'd be having Andre Mintz as a backup D end or outside linebacker is a good thing. I think Andre Mintz. 43, Caleb Evans. I think he's a project. I think he's got the speed, the size. The dude's handsy as hell. I think they got to bring out the boxing gloves to have him play defense, just so he stops grabbing onto people. That's the way he was in college. That is called in the NFL. So Caleb Evans, 43, physically could be higher, but he didn't play like it yet. And hopefully they get enough out of him. Kwesi, that was his guy. That's the guy he wanted to draft. He did it. And just for that reason, he's making this team. He's making this team. He does not want to see someone pluck him off the practice squad. Number 44, Kellen Monde. Physically, he has a talent. He could be up here, but we've never seen him. He did get better every year in college. I hope we don't see him. I hope Kirk Cousins is amazing, wins 3 Super Bowls, and Kellen Monde, is somewhere else. But I put him 44 on this list. 45, I think they're giving Wyatt Davis a chance, so he's making the team. There's not many other choices, and I think we needed another guard on this team. Wyatt Davis, offensive guard, number 45. Number 46, big surprise, folks, Nick Muse. And notice that is the second tight end I've mentioned. Nick Muse was I think 7th rounder out of South Carolina. He can catch. I just did a video on the tight ends. Nick Muse is going to make this team. I think he is. And if he doesn't, it's just because he's a rookie and they think they can stash him on the practice squad. But talent-wise, he's the second. I think he can be the second best tight end on this team. And next guy is Ben Ellison. 47. He's our blocking tight end. But Nick Muse is known to be able to do both. So I gave him that bump over Ellison. Number 48. There's video breaking down how instinctive this player is. And he's raw, but he's instinctive and he makes plays. In college, he hasn't done it yet in the NFL. And because I've only named 3 inside linebackers so far, I think we may not want to try to lose this guy and put him on the practice squad. Again, who knows? He might ball out in preseason and might lose him, and that is Chaz Surratt. I think we drafted him kind of high, higher than he should have maybe, but he has good college tape, and I think maybe with the new defensive team, a little more attention paid to him. Zimmer doesn't like younger players. That Chaz Surratt could come out and do good for us. 49, Jesse Davis. He's not good. He's not good, but he's my guard tackle. I only have 3 tackles. This is my 4th tackle. And he's our backup guard. Some people have him starting at right guard, but Chris Reed's going to win that job. Jesse Davis is not that good. But we need a guy that can play tackle, and he's better than Oliudo, and is better than this, I forget the other guy's name, but Jesse Davis. The number 50 is Greg Joseph. Kicker, Jordan Perry. Punter, 52, Andrew DePaula, long snapper. And number 53, he who shall not be named, Sean Mannion. I left the least talented player. Who cares? He had a great Wonderlic score, and apparently he's pretty smart. And he's good at holding the clipboard. Sean Mannion, he who shall not be named, number 53. That's it. That's a 53-man roster. Tell me what you think. Rip me apart in the comments section. Now, here's some guys that didn't make it, and you're probably going, what the hell, Shelsky? And that was Chris Boyd didn't make the team. He may be able to stash him on the practice squad because veterans can do that now. That might be safe unless someone really needs him, and he might go elsewhere. I think he was not happy with the Vikings last year, and he's spoken out. I did a video on it, or short on it. So another guy, this guy I love. I think he's great. I think he's a starting running back in this league, and I think the only way he makes the team is we trade Madison, and that is Ty Chandler. I think in the long run he's going to be a better player than Alexander Madison. And I think if he balls out, Madison might be traded if they can trade him. I don't want to risk stashing this guy on the practice squad because someone needs a running back. This guy's got all the talent in the world. He's not Pro Bowl candidate yet, but there's running backs are a dime a dozen, but this guy's got vision, speed. He's got can catch on the backfield. He's got Odell Beckham highlight reel and catching the ball. He's a good player. Ty Chandler. Everybody knows I'm high on him. I did a video on it. Asizi Otomawu, D-line. I think we're going to try to stash him on the practice squad. I hope we don't lose him. He's a prototypical defensive end for a 3-4. More of a run defense guy, but he's a little bit raw. He's got only one move. It's a pretty good one for pass rush, but he's only got one move. He barely misses this cut, and I hope we can stash him on the practice squad for at least a year. Blake Lynch, linebacker. Just Otamawu and Surratt. I think they want to look at those guys first. Troy Dye, who I really like coming into the league. Surratt, I think had more invested in him that he beats out Troy Dye. Dan Chisena, only thing he's got is speed and is a gunner. But that's it. He can't do anything else. And we got too many good wide receivers. I'm only named him on this list is because he was on the team last year. Johnny Munt, tight end, nice try. Who knows? Maybe they put him in over Muse, but Muse is a better player in the long run than Munt is. You could easily put Munt on, put Muse on the practice squad, and not lose him. Go with the veteran, but that Muse is a better player in the long run. There's some guys that you kind of root for, like a Blake Prohl. Thomas Hennigan, my co-host, loves this guy, but there's just not enough room for a guy who runs a 4.7 at wide receiver who played in subdivision. Myron Mitchell at wide receiver. Then there's we lost tight end who made the team last year, or maybe he didn't make the team, but Hutchinson. I can't even think of their names right now. I got them grayed out. Austin Schlottman doesn't make the team. He's just not good. He's just not good. He's a backup center. And if Chris Reed could play backup center, and we got Ed Ingram, that is our backup center. So Oliudo is out. He was terrible last year. Nate Stanley's out. He's maybe practice squad, I guess. Zach Davidson, that's who I was thinking of. Who I said Hutchinson. Zach Davidson, he's a small school guy. He's not going to make it. I think Muse is better. And, that's pretty much everybody. There was a TJ Smith. He was manhandled in college, and I don't know why he's an NFL player, but he's a big dude, and he got a shot. Now it's over, and I think it's over anyways. But God, I look game video of him play by play, and the guy was just being just taking out of plays all the time. They manhandled him, so things like that. Well, that's it for it. Those some near misses. There's some guys I would want to make the team. Obviously, I've talked about them. They don't. That's the 53-man roster. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld, Facebook SkullWorld, TikTok SkullWorld, Skull Vikings. Let's go. Let's get ready for that season. See you soon.